settings on the phone that are available that are not on the laptop for some reason, which is weird. Okay. Okay. Whoops. It's not gonna stay there. Can you balance right here? Balance and stay. Can someone hop over to YouTube for a second and tell me if it looks okay? Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, I like this better. I don't love it, but I like it better. Except I think I want to do this instead. We're going to flip who is where. Sorry, jumbling you guys around. I would rather have this on this side. I'd rather have you guys over here. And this over here. You're not going to stay balanced. There you go. There you go. Looks good over here. Okay, good. Come on. I'm going to fix this hook. Quality looks better over here. I don't know if it's the phone or app. I don't know. I've heard that a lot, though, that the YouTube quality is a lot better. Oh, damn it. This cord is in the way, and it's making it not balance. Whoa. Hello. Okay. Let's get you balanced again. There. Okay. Don't move. Okay. Whoops. I'm trying to figure out where I want you guys exactly. Okay. Okay, cool, Jess. Okay, thank you. All right. All right. Are we good? Okay. So this way I can kind of look at both of you guys too, and I'm not like necessarily turned away from one stream versus the other. Okay. I'm going to mostly pay attention to TikTok though, and then YouTube's over here. Okay. Just keep in mind, YouTube, I cannot see the comments as easily because you guys are further away and I'm blind. Okay, we're going to start this. So the 4 eyes of oppression, I'll tell you what they are and then we'll just go over them separately. So there's ideological, institutional, interpersonal, and internalized. Okay, so we'll start with ideological. The very intentional ideological development of the isms, examples, dominant narratives, othering, which is kind of what we were talking about the other day when I was talking about, you know, the drop-down menus with the female, male, prefer not to say, or other. You know, it's that whole othering that we don't want to do. Institutional. I mean, I think that like even with companies that try, I think that even with companies that try to be more inclusive in different genders, that would be a big drop down menu. So I think something that could be said instead of other is none of these apply. And then like a space for you to write in. Something like that even would be better. Okay, institutional. Oh wait, no, sorry. We're still on ideological. My brain is not fully on yet, so. First, any oppressive system has at its core the idea that one group is somehow better than another, and in some measure has the right to control the other group. This idea gets elaborated in many ways. More intelligent, harder working, stronger, more capable, more noble, more deserving, more advanced, chosen superior, and so on. The dominant group holds this idea about itself. And of course, the opposite qualities are attributed to the other group: stupid, lazy, weak, incompetent, worthless, less deserving, backwards, inferior, and so on. Okay, institutional. It's demonstrated how institutions and systems reinforced and manifest ideology. Examples: media, medical, legal, education, religion, psychiatry, banking, financial, etc. The media, or I'm sorry, the idea that one group is better than another and has the right to control the other gets embedded in the institutions of society: the laws, the legal system, and police practice, the education system, hiring practices, public policy, housing development, media images, political power, etc. When a woman makes 2/3 of what a man makes, it is institutionalized sexism. When 1 out of 4 African American men are in jail or on probation, it is institutionalized racism, etc. Consider that dominant culture also controls the language itself used to describe all groups in society and can make things visible or invisible when necessary. Other examples and things to consider are the war on drugs, instead of war on poverty, as well as an expanded definition of violence and how violence towards targeted groups happens at a systemic level. Okay, so interpersonal. The way we play violence out on each other based on oppression. The idea that one group is better than another and has the right to control the other, which gets structured into our institutions, gives permission and reinforcement for individual members of the dominant group to personally mistreat individuals in the targeted oppressed group. Interpersonal racism is what white people do to people of color up close. The racist jokes, the stereotypes, the beatings and harassment, the threats, the whole range of personal acts of discrimination. Similarly, interpersonal sexism is what men do to women. The sexual abuse, harassment, the violence directed at women, the smexist jokes, ignoring and minimizing of women's thinking, etc. If for some reason I get bananaed from here, just go to YouTube. Many people in the dominant group are not consciously oppressive. They have internalized the negative messages about other groups and consider their attributes towards other groups quite normal. No reverse racism. These kinds of attitudes and behaviors are backed up by the institutional arrangements. This helps to clarify the confusion around what some claim to be reverse racism or reverse isms. People of color can have prejudices against and anger towards white people or individual white people. They can act out their feelings in destructive and hurtful ways towards white people, but in almost every case, this acting out will be severely punished. The force of the police and the courts, or at least a gang of white people getting even, will come crashing down on those people of color, as has always been the case throughout history. The individual prejudice of Black people, for example, is not backed up by the legal system and prevailing white institutions. The oppressed group, therefore, does not have the power to enforce its prejudices like the dominant group. For example, the racist beating of Rodney King was carried out by the institutional force of the police and upheld by the court system. This would never have happened if King had been a white person and the officer a Black person. A simple definition of racism as a system is prejudice plus power equals racism. This can be applied to any ism. This is why reverse racism cannot exist. This is just right here the definition of why it cannot exist, because you cannot be racist towards your oppressor. You can be prejudiced, you can have biases, but like they were saying, there's not a protection to those things when it comes to people of color like it is white people. So there is no reverse racism. That's bullshit. That is using the wrong terminology to try to explain something that's happening. Okay. Internalized. This is the last one. How we internalize the ideological ideas of oppression. Internalized oppression means the oppressor doesn't have to exert any more pressure because we now do it to ourselves and each other. So the fourth way oppression works is within the groups of people who suffer the most from the mistreatment. Oppressed people internalize the ideology of inferiority. They see it reflected in the institutions. They experience mistreatment interpersonally from members of the dominant group, and they eventually come to internalize the negative messages about themselves. Hold on. Frederick. To my underpaid job so I can earn enough money to pay my electric bill for running my AC all the month. Frederick. Yes. Be safe out there, Frederick. I'm good at reading out loud. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like I'm not, but I try. I try to Frederick, you go get that electric bill paid. Fuck the AC. Electricity, heat, and AC should not be as expensive. Don't get me started on that rant. Okay? Oh my gosh. My electricity bill used to be so fucking high. It looks okay. Okay, good. All right, Frederick, be safe out there. I'm sorry that AC has to be so expensive. It's ridiculous. Okay. Hey, Paula. Oppression always begins from the outside of the oppressed group. But by the time it gets internalized, the external oppression need hardly be felt for the damage to be done. If people from the oppressed group feel bad about themselves and because of the nature of the system, do not have the power to direct those feelings back toward the dominant group without receiving more blows, then there are only two places to dump those feelings, on oneself and on the people in the same group. Horizontal violence. Thus, people in any target group have to struggle hard to keep from feeling heavy feelings of powerlessness and despair. On the way to eliminating institutional oppression, each oppressed group has to undo the internalized beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors that stem from the oppression so that they can build unity and power among people in the group, support the leaders, and feel proud of its contributions and develop strength and organize. The 4 I's as an interrelated system. It should be clear that none of these 4 aspects of oppression can exist separately. Each is completely supported by the others. It should be clear that any attempt to dismantle oppression should include and eliminate a challenge at all 4 levels to truly result in change. That's all. I will put this in the Discord with the wheel of power and privilege that we went over yesterday. All right, what do you guys think? Questions, comments, concerns? years ago, I think something got filtered. Years ago, suffered from depression. Yeah, that's a rough one for sure. Because, like, sometimes there's nothing to do except let it, like, run its course. That was great. You guys like that, Moonlit? Okay, cool. It was awful. Yeah. I think the first step was it of oppression. We're already there with mistreatment of immigrants. I mean, this is all of these have always been happening. All of these eyes have always been happening. But yes, like, we're just seeing things prominently again because of what's happening with the undocumented immigrants and the documented immigrants and the legal citizens. So, but this has always been going on since the beginning of colonizing. I mean, and probably before that. And that's the thing, is that white people and some, it's not always just white people, but the biggest demographic is white people. We don't see this stuff because it doesn't affect us. You know what I mean? And that's why we have to take classes and get handouts to be told that this is what's happening, And then once you know about it, you kind of can't unsee it. Hey, Robin, once you, like, understand systemic racism and all those things, like, then you're like, oh, okay. That's why we have to have things like affirmative action, which we don't have anymore. That's why we have to have things like DEI, which we don't have anymore. Because of all of this. So this is going to seem more prominent again, even though it always has been. But we have an administration that has decided that all of that's okay again. I will tell you a quick way to learn. What's that, Jessica? Right, DEI is necessary. They've enabled the bullies too. Going back in time. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I think that's one of the reasons I'm a little bit bitter about one of my classes right now, aside from the fact that my teacher is a fucking idiot, is that I'm literally in a class that is women and gender in the US from 1920, like the date is 1927 forward. And I'm just like, this is not a history class anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a history class. And so it makes me kind of irritated that it's even being taught right now, which is ridiculous because it's important. It's important to know the history so that you can see that it's happening again. You know what I mean? But it's frustrating also. It's frustrating. Do you guys get filtered as much on YouTube? You learn so quickly how many are still racist. Sad. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I feel like we thought we were progressing again away from racism. That's why so many ignorant people will say things like racism doesn't exist anymore. And I'm like, my friend in Arizona says that, and it makes me want to punch him in the face. And I argue with him every fucking time. Like, no, it's very real. What makes you think that racism doesn't exist? Well, it's because, people of color, well, he would never say people of color, but because, black people can get jobs and they go to Harvard. And I'm like, do you know why though, that is a thing? Is because we have things like affirmative action. We have things like, I think it's, what is that title? Anyways, and DEI. But that doesn't mean that racism's gone. we have these things. We don't anymore, but we had these things because racism still exists. And without these protections, racism runs rampant, which is what we're watching right now happen. You did get filtered? Okay. YouTube, let me talk to my friends. It's definitely still existing, and even worse with MAGA now, it's becoming normalized. Yeah, and that's the thing, is it used to be normalized. It was normalized. And then we unnormalized it, and now it's becoming normal again. And it's just, in the South, yeah. I think you got filtered again, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure, I say that, Oregon is closeted racist, but I would imagine that the South is worse. The South has always been worse. Cheeto just said horrible things about Oprah, Beyonce, and even Al Sharpton on his media. Oh yeah, I know, I read that. He's trying to say that he's trying to go after Kamala by saying that they paid Beyonce, Al Sharpton, and Oprah to endorse Harris, when really, in my opinion, what was happening is they were paying them for their appearance. Like, they're entertainers, they have to get paid. So what is he gonna say? Like, did he not pay Kid Rock? Are you gonna tell me that Kid Rock didn't get paid for his performance? I mean, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. But if he did, like, we could say the same thing towards him. Let's try being... Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can say that out loud, but yeah. The amount he claimed were all wrong. Yeah, because he's an idiot. He just pulls numbers out of his butthole. Let's try being a white... I'm going to try to say this and not get banned. Let's try being a white girl married to a black man in the South. Yeah, I'm sure that's fucking very difficult. Which is like... I mean, especially now with fucking... They're trying to, like... They're literally trying to fucking... like, make eugenics a thing. That's what got filtered on YT. Yeah, YouTube. Get over yourself. I mean, have you guys seen the whole thing about the American Eagle ad with that Sweeney fucking twat? They're like promoting eugenics. Fucking disgusting. Unpopular fucking thing to say, probably, but let's go back to the beginning of slavery. I saw that. That was terrible. I have good genes. Yeah. So let's go back to slavery. Again, if I get banned, just go to YouTube. Let's go back to slavery. How many people of color were getting fucking raped by the white families and them getting pregnant? Like, if y'all were so concerned about, like, preserving the YT race, why are you out here raping people of color? Why is that happening? Because you're fucking disgusting men. That's why it's happening. Because no matter what your fucking Christian conservative values are, you're always going to be led by that thing down there, which makes you do horrible fucking things. It's all fucking hypocrisy. It's all fucking hypocrisy. Oh, yeah, they're fine. Crystal and Sarah ended up going back and just pulling up on them, and they're fine. I believe that if you shake everyone's family tree hard enough, I'm not going to say that because that is not how we should be referring to people of color, but I do understand what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. Yeah, they were fine. They were fine. They literally got, it was like it was like what we were talking about. No, it's okay, Jessica. It's fine. I know there is no ill intent by it. I'm just not going to say those words. I'm not going to say those words, and because of who I am, I have to express that it's not like the proper way to refer to people. But I know there was no ill intent, and I'm not mad about it. I just am like, nah. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I just, there's some terminology that I can't say, and I have to be like, let's not say that. Um but yeah, they were fine. They literally, between their bad signal and they got nervous, so like they pulled up, and then I guess they felt weird about it, so they left, and then went to go camp nearby, had zero service. So then they walked over to Crystal and Sarah's camp, got nervous again, and so they left. And then they just didn't have service to be able to they just didn't have service to be able to uh get a hold of Crystal and Sarah. Now they could have driven to the road and got service, but whatever. Like, they're fine, they're good, everybody's fine. But I was just like, you've got a whole community out here worried about you. Half of the people don't even know who it is and are still worried. My sister's married to a very nice black man. We call each other old school. No, totally, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're okay. So I don't know. It's just, there's so much that we don't see when we don't experience that side of life. You know what I mean? Like, we all are oppressed. Not all of us, but most of us are oppressed in one way or another. But it's hard for us to see other people's oppressions if we're not experiencing them. And then even if we do see them, even if we hear stories, even if we're told about what's happening, we can never fully like get the full experience because we're not that person that's experiencing it. We grew up in the South. He's from Arkansas. I grew up in Florida. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. Okay, what time is it? How long have we been here? An hour and 40 minutes. Huh. 58 views, you guys, in an hour and 40 minutes. 58 views. Thanks for liking the live over here, you guys. I wonder, we're almost there. I want to make sure that we're on 30 minutes over here on YouTube before I hang up. Oh my God, I just realized this whole time your name's Angela and I've been calling you Angel. I'm so sorry. If I ever get your all's names wrong, tell me that I got your name wrong. Names are really fucking important. And we need to be trying to get them right. Okay, we're at 10K tabs. I'm going to go grab the cards. What do you guys feel about this in the morning, though? What do you guys think about this? We'll do coffee, we'll do a few moments of chit chat, and then we'll turn on the YouTube screen, we'll do something educational, and then we'll pull a card. How do you guys feel about that for the mornings? Great. Okay, cool. I like it. Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right. I love it. Okay, good. A little bit of everything. Yes. I mean, listen, I really want to start focus on like the educational stuff, but that can't be all we do. Otherwise, we'll just fucking be depressed every day. Yes. I love that, Jessica. Sounds great. Okay, cool. Yay. And then tonight we're going to do craft night. I was thinking about maybe starting on scrunchies tonight for my crafts. I'm gonna take my shot at making a scrunchie. I know Robin will be happy about that. Okay. I'm kind of I want to hear what my teacher has to say. I'll be painting rocks, I think. Nice. I can't wait to hear what my teacher has to say because of the Google Drive that I started. The folder. She's got to understand that like she is not as inclusive as she thinks. Like, and I am not. If I have the capability to do this, I am going to make sure that no other student ever has to buy that book. Like, nobody should be paying for that book. It's stupid. That sounds fun. My mom and I really enjoy that. Nice. Okay. So, let's do a poll. Sorry, YouTube. You guys don't get to vote. YouTube, you get to just watch and enjoy. You don't get to vote. Okay, we're going to switch it up this time. Sad face for the left hand, happy face for the right hand. Sad face, happy face, sad face, happy face. So anyone on YouTube, we do a daily horror tarot card pull. It's not like for a reading because I don't do readings. I'm not good at that. But we'll read the card and that's kind of how we'll base our day. Sad face, smiley face, sad face, smiley face. Yeah. Oh, it looks like the sad faces are gonna win. Sad face, smiley face. Sad face, smiley face. Ugh. All right. We've got the sad faces, so we'll pull a card from that side. Oh, come on. Okay. Sure, that's the only one we got. All right, it is upside down, and it is the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. All right. So let's find the Eight of Cups. Okay, 100. Okay, Eight of Cups. And it was inverted, or reversed, I mean. It says, life is uncertain and it's difficult to know who to trust. When this happens, it's best to look inside your heart for the answers that you need. Trust your gut and your heart. I just feel like sometimes your heart lies to you. So I think trust your gut. But whatever works best for you. Your heart, your gut, they're all connected. That's your advice for the day. Okay. Your gut. Yeah. Trust your gut. Exactly. Yep. I don't trust my heart. My heart lies to me and my brain lies to me, but my gut is never fucking wrong. Okay. It's time to get off of here. I'm going to go do homework and do my teacher's job for her. We got, for an hour and 47 minutes, we got 63 total views. We got one new follower. Thanks to the new follower. All right. So we'll be back tonight around 6-ish. 6-ish. I'll put it in Discord when we're going to go live and we'll do crafts. I got to figure out how to get some better light in here. That's going to be my side quest for the day, is getting better lighting. Have a good day. Glad I had tea with you for a change. Nice. Yes, for sure. Thanks for being here. Of course, Jessica. Thank you. Man, this one chose violence today. Are you talking about your grandson? You guys, let's put good wishes in the chat for Robin that she gets through the day. Interesting stuff woke my brain up. Yeah. It's good to think about, you know? All right. Okay. I'm going to sign off. Robin, I hope you're okay. Be safe. Be safe. Blink twice if you need help. Okay. I'll see you guys later. How do I sign off of this one? Over here. Sweet. Yes.